When kids lie, it can trigger strong reactions in parents: fear, anger, disappointment, confusion. You might think, why would they lie to me? Or, where did they learn this? But here's something every parent needs to hear. Lying in childhood is developmentally normal. It is not a sign that your child is becoming dishonest, sneaky, or untrustworthy. In fact, lying often appears as a natural part of cognitive growth. Children lie for reasons that are rooted in development, not character flaws. Understanding those reasons can help you respond with calmness, clarity, and connection rather than fear or frustration. The first thing to know is that lying requires a level of brain development that young children are only just beginning to explore. Toddlers and preschoolers often blur imagination and reality. When a 3-year-old says, "I didn't spill the juice," while standing in a puddle of it, this is not deception, it's wishful thinking. They genuinely want it to be true. Their imagination is so strong that reality feels flexible. Their lies are more like storytelling than manipulation. By ages 4 to 6, children begin lying to avoid trouble. This is the beginning of understanding consequences and social expectations. When they say, "I didn't hit him," or "I brushed my teeth," even when you know they didn't, what they're really saying is, "I'm scared of getting in trouble," or "I don't want you to be disappointed in me." These lies are rooted in fear, not defiance. Older children may lie for different reasons: for privacy, to protect someone else's feelings, to feel more independent, to avoid embarrassment, or to test boundaries. Adolescents sometimes lie because they crave autonomy and fear being judged. Understanding the motives helps you respond to the need behind the lie instead of reacting harshly to the behavior. Another important truth: kids lie more when the truth feels unsafe. If a child fears punishment, yelling, shame, or harsh consequences, lying becomes a form of self-protection. It's not that they don't trust you. They don't trust the reaction. Creating an environment where the truth is safe to share dramatically reduces lying. So how do you respond calmly and effectively? The first step is staying regulated yourself. When you approach lying with anger or accusation, you shut down communication. Your child's brain senses danger and becomes defensive. But when you respond with calm curiosity, I wonder what happened here, you create space for honesty to surface. Next, avoid setting your child up to lie by asking questions you already know the answer to. Instead of, "Did you draw on the wall?" try, "I see drawings on the wall. Let's clean it together." This reduces shame and invites responsibility. Another powerful tool is naming the feeling behind the lie. For example, "You were afraid I'd be upset, so you said you didn't spill it." "You didn't want to get in trouble, so you said you finished your homework." "You were embarrassed, so you tried to change the story." When you speak the truth with empathy, your child feels understood, not cornered. This builds trust and reduces the need to lie again. You can also model honesty by admitting your own mistakes. "Oops, I spilled my drink. Let me clean it up." When kids see honesty as normal, safe, and not tied to shame, they internalize that truth-telling is easier than hiding. A key part of addressing lying is focusing on teaching, not punishing. Shame teaches kids to hide better. Teaching helps them grow. When your child lies, instead of thinking, "How do I punish this?" ask, "What is the skill they're missing? And how can I teach it?" Skills might include emotional regulation, asking for help, problem solving, or handling consequences. For example, if the lie was meant to avoid blame, you can teach them how to handle mistakes. Break. Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is what we do next. Break. Let's fix the problem together. If the lie was meant to avoid consequences, use Strong logical, calm, consistent follow-through, not shame. Since homework wasn't done, you'll need to finish it before playing. The consequence teaches responsibility without emotional harm, creating a family culture that values truth in daily life, not just during conflict, also helps. Celebrate honesty. Thank you for telling me the truth. That was brave. This reinforces honesty as a strength. It's also helpful to give kids scripts for honesty. I'm worried you'll be mad. I made a mistake. I need help. I'm scared to tell you. Teaching language for vulnerability gives them alternatives to lying. Finally, remember that honesty is a long-term developmental goal. Kids learn truthfulness by practicing it, not by being punished into it. Your calm, consistent response teaches your child that the truth is always safer than the lie, even when the truth is messy. Pause. Kids don't lie because they're bad. They lie because they're overwhelmed, scared, developing, learning, and growing. When you understand the reason behind the lie, you can respond with compassion instead of frustration, turning each moment into a chance to teach courage, responsibility, and trust.